George's family is everything.
I'd like to invite you to my wedding.
For what? George, you haven't even got a girlfriend.
It's genuinely real. And
What?
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing Married at First Sight UK Season 7, Episode 2. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So I do have a busy day today. I'm so sorry if this seems very rushed, but I'm going to try my best to get through the key points of this episode. Two more couples are married in this episode. The first one being Thomas and Adrian. Thomas says that in the past he used to have a masculine persona to kind of fit in, but now he's embracing his full flamboyant self, whereas Adrian is tired of people who are not treating his monogamous relationship as monogamous.
I've always felt that I'm not quite good enough. I'm too loud, I'm too camp. I don't want to be rejected. I am going to be really fucking gay and really fucking fabulous because that's what I am. I really want a husband and a couple of kids.
2.4 children, monogamous relationship. I've been stung in the past through cheating and that sort of thing and thinking that I was in this monogamous situation.
Although they seem different personality-wise, both Thomas and Adrian share that deep kindness.
You know, I'm really side-eyeing the producers. Not the producers, the matchmakers. And maybe everybody, to be honest with you. Everyone can get it. Because the only things in common I see with these two are the fact that they are gay and want monogamy. That's about the extent of their compatibility, if you ask me. So I'm just like, I'm here for the inclusivity. And we need to talk about that, though. Like, they have really done a good job this season. Let's be honest. They have two gay couples on there. They have a handful of Black people. They have different sizes, different ages. That curvy Black woman, guys, I'm so ready. So I have to give my kudos to Married at First Sight UK because the other Married at First Sights, they're not this diverse, okay? But even in the diversity, even in the inclusion, can we make sure that the couples are somewhat compatible? At the least. As Thomas is telling his family that he's getting married, they seem so used to his antics that they're like, oh, this is a joke.
So hang on a minute. What do you mean, a stranger?
I've exhausted all other opportunities.
It's funny, but I don't know if I feel like a bit of hysteria coming on.
Once it settles in that this is reality, the family is supportive, and that's really good because he had said in the first episode he really wants his family to be fully involved. He wants his dad to walk him down the aisle. He loves that whole heteronormative traditions of marriage and life and all of that stuff. So I'm glad to see that the family is on board. Fast forward to the wedding. As excited as Thomas was before the fact, he's not as excited anymore.
I've never dated someone who was blonde. I didn't anticipate that I would be marrying Claire Balding. He is not my type.
Oh, I think he seems so lovely. He's really warm.
If we were in a magazine, hot and not, I would be hot and he would be not. Beggars can't be choosers, can they?
Am I gonna be that person? I think I'm gonna be that person. You guys, the self-reflection on Married at First Sight is always lacking. It doesn't matter the country, it's always lacking. And I mean both internal self-reflection and a literal self-reflection. I'm gonna leave it there. I don't remember what was said in the vows, but they kissed. It was nice. Fast forward to the reception. Adrian's friend Katie is doing the absolute most.
So have you had work?
Like Botox and stuff.
Have you been hurt, like, in the past?
Of course.
Yes, I have been.
Do you live on your own or with your mum?
Do you work for Channel 4?
Yeah, I've got one older brother, yeah.
He's not here?
No, he's not.
No. Are you not talking about that?
He's a fucking fully grown-ass man who needs to look out for himself.
Early in the episode, they did say that, you know, they are basically each other's family. They're each other's number one. And she said she would feel away not being his number one anymore. Understood. But this, you're pushing it. She's poking and prodding, asking very personal questions. And even Thomas's mom is like, girl, if you don't back up, like, she's doing absolutely too much. And I'm sorry, I'm side-eyeing her and I'm equally side-eyeing Adrian because why aren't you checking your friend? He holds her opinion to a high regard, understandable, but you are now in a union. Whether or not you fully believe that this marriage is real or not, because of course the marriages in the UK aren't legal on this show, but let's at least act like they are. You know, you're now in this partnership with this person. Show that you are on the same team. Just to allow him to be berated like this, I was not rocking with it. And it shows me that Adrian is going to be the more passive partner in the relationship. Katie makes it clear to Adrian that she does not like George is the other person, does not like Thomas at all. But Adrian is like, listen, I hear you, I understand you, and I thank you for supporting me. However, I'm in this now, so I have to give it a proper shot. I'm going to do the best that I can to make this work. He has a conversation with Thomas, who was also skeptical, but he's remaining open as well.
She is not your mother.
Because my mother isn't here,
Okay.
Katie did feel a responsibility.
Fair enough. You're also a really good-spirited person who's got a kind heart, and I'm willing to find out why we've been matched together.
I hope that I'm proven wrong. I hope that there is a connection here. I don't see it. I don't see it. Even when the experts were talking about them, I was like, so do you guys believe in this union? Or are you just like, ooh, let's just put these two together and see what happens? Because I feel like that's what they ended up doing. The next couple to get married was April and George. April is a former beauty queen and a wedding stylist, while George, y'all, George is the father of 4.
When I was 8 years old, my mum left. I felt so rejected by her.
Well, when you're living with this narrative, people leave. It's understandable that you would reject them before they can reject you.
I've been married before. That was for 12 years. We've got 4 beautiful children. It's a great excuse for people to say, oh, you've got 4 kids. I don't know whether it would work. Usually, I feel like I'm enough, and then something will happen, or they'll go for somebody else, and then you don't feel enough.
This is another couple where I can't necessarily pinpoint the similarities. However, go with me, their vibes match. I know vibe is ambiguous, I know, but like, I feel like if they were in a bar together, just random group of friends at the same bar, I think that they would gravitate towards each other. Now, as they keep talking, would they find similarities? Not quite sure, but I think the initial attraction, the initial intrigue would definitely be there between them. And the same is said when the wedding happens, because there's clearly a want for each other.
She's stunning. Her eyes, oh, they're just delicious.
I'm super happy. I fancy my husband, Dick.
The way that we smiled at each other and looked at each other, I feel there's something there. I definitely do.
One thing about George, I'm like, he doesn't really talk much, or maybe he's not that sentimental of a person. In their vows, she had said really nice things, but she also threw in some jokes in there. She was like, oh, I'll do the dishes as long as you put me to bed after a long night of drinking. But I felt like his came and went so fast. It was like 30 seconds. I didn't remember anything that he said. So, I don't know. That's just a personal thing. That's really not a big deal. I was just like, that's all you gotta say? All right. One thing he made sure to say when they were taking pictures was the fact that he is a father of 4.
I have 3 girls and 1 man.
Do you? Yeah. George has 4 kids. Like, he just dropped it straight away. I was like, I don't even know your surname, but just told me that he has 4 kids.
I'm not sure if I want children. I'm nervous about being a mother figure because my relationship with my mum has definitely made me scared to be a mum to someone else.
That is very daunting. Even if you are somebody who wants children, walking into being a mother figure for 4 children is a lot. I do have to say though, a lot of times like on these shows we do nitpick like, oh, if you are a divorcee this many times and you have this many kids, why would you apply for the show? In his case, he was married to 1 woman, had all these children with 1 woman in the marriage, I would presume. So, I mean, hey, life happens. People grow apart, people pass away, realizations, you grow into yourself, you know, life just happens. It led him to this point. I can't fault the guy. It is what it is, but it's still daunting. At the reception, April is obviously still just reeling over the fact that she potentially will be a mother figure to 4 children.
How's your relationship with your ex?
It's all right. Like, I'm not going to say we're best friends because we're not.
Yeah, well, that would be weird. So do your children live with you?
My 2 eldest do.
Freaking out a bit.
I'm just gonna have a
All your friends.
gossip and just make sure everyone's okay. Beautiful kids.
When I told her, she took the news quite well.
Well, I was obviously shocked because you guys don't know. I don't know.
The good thing in this circumstance is that the children are not super young. I think the youngest is 10 at this point. So they've kind of figured their way out. The mom is still in the picture, so it's not like she's coming in as their mother. She's just, you know, a bonus parent if this relationship continues past the experiment. And, you know, the experts, y'all have some explaining to do, because this woman has never been married and doesn't have her own children. Fine. But she says she doesn't even know if she wants children, period. At least it's not a hard no for her. But if you know she don't really want kids like that and you partner her up with somebody who has 4, y'all are sick. Y'all are sick. And she does explain that the reason why she's not sure she wants to be a mother or a mother figure is because of her personal relationship with her own mom. I'm sure they'll get into that more in the season. But I was just like, oh, experts, y'all set her up for failure. I don't think there was much else on this couple. He learns that she's a beauty queen, I think from his dad or somebody. I was like, oh, okay. But the friend, her friend pulled George aside, and he did this so well. He had a good balance of, she's a very strong woman, but you need to handle her with care.
Beyond her appearance, inside, there is this fragile person. She's really scared to open her heart again. I want George to succeed at this job because I can see George is the right person.
Typically what happens is that people like air out all these people's insecurities and all that stuff, and it makes them seem like they're this baby bird, this fragile thing that like, oh my gosh, all these red flags, you need to be careful, run away as soon as you can. But the way that he said it was so nice, and it almost had this air of like, we will find you if you ruin her. And I loved that. It was so sweet. It was so genuine. George took it in stride, which is great. So we'll see how this union goes. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.